Agreed. Greetings and salutations. The universe is just doomed. 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 Doomed.
Our greatest skill. 5, 6, 7, 8.
After all is said and done.
1, 2, 3, 4. Beverly Hills is number 1. 5, 6, 7, 8. Beverly Hills, what a thrill. Beverly Hills, what a thrill.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back.
It's me, Nicole.
And me, Tessa.
And Kim is here.
As Herman, she's infiltrated our troop.
As our assistant, Annie. Yes, she's infiltrated. We're going to set her up with Cheech Marin by the
Cheech
end.
Marin.
She's going to go home with that
maybe
mustache.
Do that. Just,
I know. He's right. He might be right in local.
He might be
we
here
don't know.
now.
What if he's visiting
well,
again?
he could be. He goes door to door.
Of course.
When he's in town, he's like, hey.
Because we're
Dave's
talking
not
about
Troop Beverly Hills.
35 years of cookie time.
Oh, and it is. I think there's one more
There's
day
like
of
one day
cookie
left,
time.
you guys. If you want Girl Scout cookies this year, I think it stops tomorrow.
I think so. I
So
think
get
that's
out
what was
there
on the
and
thing
get
by
your
the time this
cookies.
comes out.
Because, yeah,
Get
we were
them
actually going to do
cookies.
this later, but I talked
Closer
to
to the actual-
Loretta, whose daughter sells cookies, and she
Right.
told me it's over, I think, the 17th or something. So
Something like that. So it's
I
like
think
the
this
day
comes
after
out the
this
day
comes
before.
out. So if you ain't got your cookies, I got my cookies. I had some cookies. I ate Girl Scout cookies while watching this movie.
Oh, I had some in the fridge, and I didn't eat them.
I had the full immersion experience.
I
I
didn't
took
even think to eat them.
the
Well, they're
Thin
not
Mints
Girl
out of the
Scouts.
freezer.
They're wilderness
well, whatever.
girls. But
Whatever.
yeah, same
That's
shit.
what it is.
Same shit.
I took my Thin Mints out of the freezer. And we also got them little French toast ones. Those are good.
We got the brownie salted caramel
Ooh,
ones.
those are good.
Those are pretty good. I wish
Those
they
are
were
pretty good.
softer. They're
I
a crunchy
do.
cookie, which I feel
They
like if
are.
you're going to call it a brownie something,
it has
like
to be a little soft.
give it a little softness.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It
but
has
I
a good
do
flavor,
like
though.
those. It
It has a
does.
really
It
good
does
flavor.
taste good, but I like them.
I like the,
toast
I don't know
ones.
what they call them now. What's the fucking coconut?
No.
Are they not that anymore, are they?
Oh,
Tagalongs? No. Are
That's
they
what I thought they
tagalongs?
were called. I think it's regional.
Okay, so they
Depending
might be
on
different
where
you
they are.
But the ones with the coconut and
Yeah.
the little chocolate drizzle, I
My
love
husband
them.
likes those. Those ones are not my favorite.
I do like those for
I
some
don't
reason.
know. I don't like those ones as much.
I love a little coconut here and there, and I don't eat
I
coconut
do
very
like a little
often, so
coconut
that's a
here or
good.
there. Yeah, I mean, I guess if there's no more Girl Scout cookies in the house,
Those, then you'll eat those.
I'll eat it.
All right, enough about cookies. Let's get to this cast because this is going to take just a second.
It's cast time. We have Shelley Long.
That's the correct Shelley
The correct
For this
Shelley.
film.
Shelley Long as Phyllis
Nefler. Which I mean, did they name him Nefler just so they could do Nefler the Muffler Man?
I'm sure. Speaking of Nefler the Muffler Man, we got Craig T. Nelson as Daddy Freddy Nefler.
Nelson. Yeah, we love us some Craig T. You get to see him shirtless and
Oh my
flexing
God!
in this one.
You know what? Do a little Tai Chi, and at the end when he's dressed as pure cocaine, he shows up like,
right?
I want to sniff him up.
Right. So I put, because I had Phyllis and Freddie Nefler, I put Jenny Lewis
Jenny
next
Lewis
because
also
she's
third.
Hannah Nefler. Jenny is friends with our good friend Colt, and we told Colt to have Jenny listen, so I hope she does. And if you guys didn't know, she's still doing shit. She's
still doing shit.
She's
She's
doing
still out
music.
there,
I
yeah.
think it's self-titled now. I think it's just under her
so.
own name, but she was in Rilo Kiley, Postal Service, all that kind of shit.
Probably
and
should have researched what that was.
what
the new stuff?
I think it's just I think it's
think
a
it is.
self-titled
I think you're
album.
right.
I think it's just under Jenny Lewis, but there might be
I
like
think
Jenny
you're right.
Lewis and the.
That's
I don't know.
true.
There might be a band name.
But she was everywhere back then.
Yeah, she was in all kinds of stuff.
She was everywhere. She also played a similar.
Oh, the Golden
type,
Girls
yeah,
episode.
The Golden Girls. What were they?
She was a
Sunshine
fucking
Cadets.
asshole?
Well, yeah, she was an asshole in that one. She was an asshole, but fucking Rose got her back. Bop bop. Took her out back to in the back of the skull.
Wow, this was a very special episode of Golden Girls.
A gritty.
They locked her in a fridge in fucking Punky Brewster's
shit, that was a
backyard.
different- yeah.
And never opened
Her and
it.
Cherry. That was it.
Never opened again. And she was also in Webster, Mr. Belvedere.
Oh, we're gonna.
So these kids, that's why it's going to take a second.
Right.
I'm trying to. My friend Patrick over at Vintage Video is gonna. I'm hoping is making us a Venn diagram because I could not wrap my brain around
He's
how
making
to
us a
map it out.
Charlie Day.
Yeah, because between I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 child actresses that I wrote down. And I think there's like 8 crossover shows between the 11 of them.
Yeah.
That, they weren't all on, but that like 3 were on this one and 2 were on this one. And,
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a very weird looking Venn diagram. But so also in Webster, we had, so let's go from
I'm gonna have
Mr.
to,
Belvedere. Let's see if I can do it that way.
Let's see if I'm gonna have to cross them
let's
off
see.
because I'm not gonna have them in the same order.
Okay, so Mr. Belvedere, we also had Kelly Martin
Okay.
as
Kelly
Emily
Martin.
Coleman, and she was also in Life Goes On.
That's right.
Which Dinah Lacey, who played Clea Plendor, the daughter of the hardcore Velda, she was also in Life Goes On.
Was she?
She was. Amy Foster, who played Claire Sprance, was also in Life Goes On, Webster, and Punky Brewster.
Oh.
I feel like
Yeah,
she was in a lot of Punky
things.
Brewster. I think
Yeah,
she was one of the
I
good
think
friends.
She was
the
one of
other
the-
friend besides
in
Cherry.
the treehouse.
Yeah, I think so. And then, okay, so what can I connect from there? Punky Brewster, Life Goes On, Webster. I think we had another. Tasha Scott, who plays Jasmine Shakar, was in Webster, Amen, and 227. Do you remember Amen?
Yes.
I forgot that existed till I saw it written, and I was like, fucking watched Amen.
Shit.
Because it was, what's his name from the Jeffersons?
Yeah.
Why am I
like a
blanking on
whole-
his name?
I-
George Jefferson.
Yeah.
I haven't had to think about what is that actor's name in 20 years. I don't remember, but George Jefferson was
Yeah.
And then do I have any more Websters? Did I have another Webster?
Any more Websters? Any more Websters?
Oh, no. Now this is where Leona, or I said Leona Hemsley, not Leona Hemsley.
Wow. Leona Helmsley. How many
Hemsley.
times? Do you remember? I had no idea what that shit was about, but I knew who the fuck she was
Yeah.
because on A Current Affair it would come.
Yep.
Leona Helmsley leaves all her shit to her cats.
Right? Yeah,
Did she
I
do that
heard of her.
eventually? I felt like she left when she finally did die after all of that fucking shit. I feel like she left all of her money to her
Maybe.
dog.
That wouldn't
or cat
surprise
or
me.
something.
That wouldn't
I'm sorry,
surprise
we're
me.
like way the fuck off. What did you say? Helmsley?
Sherman.
Helmsley. Leona Helmsley. Sherman Helmsley. Whatever.
Emily Schulman, who was
Okay.
Tiffany Honigman, who you guys would know from Small Wonder.
She's a
Harriet the Annoying
small
Neighbor.
wonder. She wasn't the small wonder. It
and
was a
bright
wonder
with
nobody
soft
fucking
curls.
buried her in the
I
backyard.
loved that show.
I did.
I
too.
hated Harriet, but I loved
Oh.
Small Wonder.
And fucking Edie McClurg, her mom.
Yes,
No,
that's
no,
right.
no.
She was fucking annoying too in that.
Well, they were terrible. They were like the. Yes,
Yeah.
they were like the nosy, shitty neighbors.
But she was also in Mr. Belvedere
Yeah.
and Alf,
Yeah.
and then Carla Gugino
Carla Gugino.
as Chica Barnfell. What a name, Chica Barnfell.
Chica of the
Whatever, Connecticut
LA
Barnfells. I don't know.
Barnfells?
Yeah,
The
she was
Caracas
also in
Barnfells?
Alf.
Okay.
And Good Morning Miss Bliss, which was
Yes,
the
that
precursor
was the
to Saved by
other-
the Bell.
There was another connection in there.
And Heather Hopper, who plays Tessa de Blasio.
My name,
Your
you guys,
name.
that never happened.
She was in Good Morning Miss Bliss and Punky Brewster.
Yes.
So there's that connection.
She was another one of the little friends, was she not?
I think she might have been.
Okay.
And then I think, so these ones were a little bit more disconnected. Stephanie Beecham, who plays Vicky Sprance, a.k.a. Iris McKay, Dylan
Okay.
McKay's mom from
Yeah,
90210. She was also in Alf, an
Oh, wow.
episode of Alf. And she was also in Blossom, which Aquillina Soriano, who plays Lily Marsigan, was in Blossom.
Okay.
Tori Spelling was in Blossom.
Oh, yeah.
And was also in 90210.
And also, she was in Saved by the Bell, which is
The
the
later version
Go-
of Good Morning Miss Bliss.
Um,
And I think that was that all the girls? Did I get all the girls?
think
Who did I
that's
forget?
all the
The little girls. Yeah.
That's all the little girls.
But
Good
then
job.
we have a couple of more adults, which is Betty Thomas as Velda Plendor, Mary Gross as Annie Herman,
Audra Lindley as Frances Temple, the
who I
head
have
lady.
only referred to as Mrs. Roper in this
Oh,
because I could not remember the name Frances Temple.
I know, Miss Temple.
So it was just
like, she
Mrs.
was
Roper
just-
throughout.
I almost didn't even, because all I looked at was the name, and I was like, "Who's that?" I almost didn't even write her down
Oh, really?
because
Because the
until
name
I saw the
wasn't
picture,
as familiar.
Well, in the picture she's got is this great old Hollywood picture, like it's
or of
she's
her real young.
And
her
I was like, oh, that
prime.
must be her. That
And
must
then
be her.
We have cameos from Frankie and Annette,
yes,
Cheech Marin,
Cheech Marin,
Robin Leach, Dr. Joyce Brothers, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Pia Zadora, and Ted McGinley, who my grandmother kicked off a school bus in the 60s.
Did she?
She did. My grandma was a school bus
he being a
driver.
shit?
And I don't even know why she told me this story or what brought it up. If we were like watching Happy Days or something
Or
in front of her, or
Love
Married with
Boat
Children,
or Married with Children.
But for whatever reason, Ted McGinley came up, and it came up that he went to high school with my mom. They didn't know each other, but they went to the same
Right.
school. And my grandma drove the school bus, and he was being rowdy. And she said not like anything bad, but he was just causing a
ruckus?
center of attention.
Could you describe the ruckus?
He was being
an
entertaining.
actor?
Yeah, he was being an actor on the bus, and she pulled over and told him he had to walk.
What
She
if he
kicked
was
him off
murdered?
She kicked him off
on
the
that
school bus.
day?
We would
What
have
if he
never
was
had Jefferson
kidnapped?
Darcy. And it would be my
Darcy.
grandmother's fault.
I know. I was trying to think of the name. I was like, it's Darcy. What the fuck was it? What was his fucking first name on there? And I couldn't think of it.
Jefferson.
I'm like,
Yeah, they
it
only
wasn't
picked
Marcy.
Darcy so she
It
would be
wasn't
Marcy Darcy.
It wasn't Marcy because that's all I could think of. I'm like, come on, you idiot.
Because it rhymes.
I know. Marcy Darcy, Marcy Darcy.
And then, yeah, and so if I had also included Falcon Crest and Quantum Leap,
Oh.
there were additional crossovers between those shows. Several of these kids were on both Falcon Crest and Quantum Leap. So we'll see what this Venn diagram looks like if
I
he
know, I'm
manages
excited
it.
to
'Cause
see it. I'm not gonna
couldn't
understand
I
it.
couldn't wrap my brain around how to place the,
No.
you know what I
No.
mean? Because they're not all crossed over.
Oh, and then the other thing, the one that I mentioned to you, the Kelly Martin and Tori Spelling being in that
Oh, yeah,
Death of
yeah.
a cheerleader.
yes,
Later
in the
on, as
Lifetime
teenagers.
movie. So we start with our animated opening.
Make it big, bam, 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 it's so big.
Partially animated by
John Chris Falusi,
Mhm.
like State Teenager.
Why is there always one in every movie that we cover?
I know, because it's the era because it's 1989.
I guess so.
it's
And
the era that we're covering.
yeah, so I had completely forgotten until it started that like this
was
is
like, oh,
Ren and
shit.
Stimpy. What is happening?
Yes, that's
Oh,
exactly
shit.
what this is.
I was like,
I
it
know. I
is.
don't know why I told you. I was like, I asked the question publicly, and I was like, why am I even asking this?
So of
question?
course,
That's
yeah,
totally
I'm like
what
I
it is.
googled it, knowing full well, looking at the screen, it has to be. This is
This
the
must be
style.
confirm my
Yeah,
what I already
and
know.
it did, and it was him, and also like somebody from Animaniacs, and there was a few.
Right, there was a couple,
people
but he
involved.
personally
Made
animated
Shelley
Shelley
Long.
Long.
He wanted to
Which
make them
kind of
legs, give her that little tiny
surprises
waist.
me, considering
Right, she's too old
Like,
for him.
way too old. Way too
He didn't
old.
make the Girl Scouts sexy. They were just
That-
little
thank
children
God.
looking.
They had to
thankfully.
stop him from doing so.
They're all
probably.
no titties
no,
on
no,
the
no,
Girl
no.
Scouts, please. So, and I so would have watched an animated, a full
yes.
series of the animated True Beverly Hills.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Like all their
In this
little
style?
camp out adventures.
Yeah.
Oh, in that style, definitely.
100%.
Especially if it was gross, they have one of those like zoom in scenes of like a rotted tooth or like a
Because they would.
know
They'd have to when they're
somebody
camping.
like
It'd be
taking
like
a shit in the woods.
I was gonna say like to be like a zoom in on shit with flies on it or something. Yeah.
someone's gonna get beaver fever.
Oh goodness, yes, all of those things. Log would be in there somewhere. All of the stuff. They'd light log on fire and it'd scream.
Oh
or
shit!
something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for like camping.
Yeah,
For like camping.
totally.
Totally. So anyhow, they're at the School for Wilderness Girls of America, the SoCal chapter.
And Mrs. Roper wants to talk about this Beverly Hills troop. They don't ever sell any cookies. They don't
Right.
participate.
They got
can't
no
keep a leader.
badges. They can't we're gonna give them one more chance.
Velda wants to flush them. So you right away, you just by the tone of her voice, Velda's she's
Her face,
she's the
like,
asshole.
If you
of
ever
the,
really
of the
looked
piece.
at her face when she gets up close
Uh-huh.
and all Velda-y, like she moves weird, like she's not a real
She's
person.
cartoony.
Very much so.
So yeah, she wants to axe him, but Mrs. Roper's going to give him another chance.
Right.
And they have a new applicant for troop leader.
Yeah, Phyllis applies to be a leader. That age is not applicable.
And they cut to her in her high fashion outfit and her smoke with the long ass fucking
my God,
filter.
it's fabulous.
And she's out shopping with Iris McKay,
Right. And
buying
she's,
tons of shoes.
oh my God. She's like this.
Buying an
put 'em back.
Imelda Marcos amount of shoes.
Which is funny because that's who's like Lily's parents are supposed to be.
Right. Yeah, I think it kind of hints
it
at that
kind of
later.
alludes at
Mm-hmm.
them being the Marcos. But yeah, like her interests are community affairs and she's gossiping.
Mm-hmm.
And she prides herself on being honest, resourceful, and thrifty.
Cut to her
because
getting a $5,600 dress for $5,000.
$5,000 because it's missing a bead.
Can you
and where is she
imagine?
going?
Can you imagine? She's just gonna throw a party at her own fucking house like she does later.
Where is she going?
And when we get to that party, I got questions about that outfit.
Oh, the cupcake? No, the other cupcake.
The one that looks like the wind-up
Harlequin?
clown I had
Yes.
when I was a little kid. It was those same colors. It was a fucking
If you
pink
wind
satin, blue
around,
satin.
yes.
Her head does this thing and the fucking
Yeah, oh
circus
no.
tune plays.
Oh, I hate that. I hate those things so hard.
Oh.
You know I don't like that.
So yeah, it's cutting back and forth to them going over her application and then showing what she's actually doing in real life. It's like she
Right.
loves animals and she's like,
She's kissing a jewel-encrusted Cartier frog.
they approve her application.
She's got Wilderness Girl written all over her.
And cut to her driving her convertible Rolls Royce home.
I know, and it's like beige.
I thought that it matched her skin. It creeped me out.
It's
it was
like her flesh colored, her flesh.
colored abode.
Its name is Royce.
Ew. Yeah, the car and the house were both like skin color, kind of. Everything
Like
was this weird neutral.
I know, like that house on the inside probably was like really cool before she got to it.
Right, and turned everything pink. and whatever.
Tacky.
So she walks in calling for their maid Rosa because she can't see over her comically large amount of packages she's carrying
but
in the
first
door.
she greets the gardener, and everyone's
yeah.
hat is fabulous.
Yes.
But yeah, she goes in to see Rosa. It's all the tens of thousands
of dollars worth of shopping,
dollars.
and she's talking about, I can't wait to see Freddie's face when he gets the bill. And meanwhile, Freddie
She's
walked
like,
in
he
the
won't
door
even get
behind
it
her.
until after we're divorced. And he's like, yeah.
Have your fun now, Phyllis.
Yep.
Because you're going to be shopping at Pick and Save. Remember Pick,
Pick
and Save?
Yes.
You guys, if you're too young to remember Pick and Save, if you know what Big Lots is, that was Pick and Save.
That's what Pick and Save became. Remember when you do the thing like pick
And save. Yes. Not until you just did it. And yes, I do remember that. Oh my God. Core memory unlocked.
And
You guys
it was,
can't
like,
wait. I gotta explain what you
stigmatized.
just did because that's
Oh, I
not
know.
a visual medium.
so I
Pick
stuck
your
my
nose
finger up my nose, pick, and then you put
it on your
finger under
armpit
your armpit to
to
save it.
and that's what you said. when
And it
you-
was stigmatized if you shopped at Pick and
Yeah,
Save.
it was like-
oh,
It used to be stigmatized when you shopped at Target. Remember when you called
Oh,
it
I know.
Target?
Yeah, you're like, oh.
It wasn't. I went to Target. That's not
I remember
Target.
when that tide turned. You're like, oh,
Mhm, like,
shit.
oh, Target got some
Anna
stuff
Sweet for
now.
Target? What?
Todd Oldham cheese.
I know. Cynthia Rowley.
Cynthia Rowley, exactly. You know I had them Todd Oldham sheets.
And now every fucking thing I own
I know.
comes from Target.
Exactly.
Ah.
So yeah, he tells her she's gonna be shopping at Pick and Save,
Mm-hmm.
and she wants him out, and he's like, "Hey, this is my fucking house.
Right. Like you
I came
you
to
could
get
be
my
in the guest house,
barbells and my clothes.
Right? Everything north of the lawn jockey is mine.
And I love this red polka dot ensemble she has on. Like I would never
know.
wear it.
Oh, I know.
But
With
I
the
fucking
puffy
love it.
sleeves and the hat.
Hmm. And she's talking about how he never acknowledges her contribution to this marriage, and he's
It's like,
like,
you don't do anything.
"Yeah, what contribution?" And then inside their home gym,
Yes.
Hannah is up there practicing gymnastics on the
balance
fucking
beam?
balance
It's
beam.
huge.
Yeah. And she's like the adult in the relationship.
know.
She's
She's
telling them
like,
like, "Come on, you guys, stop
grow up."
fighting. Grow
They're
up."
like, well, better your folks are like happily divorced rather than unhappily married.
Because yeah, she's like, "I don't want to end up in therapy twice a week like Tessa."
Right.
And so she asks her mom, "Are you going through with the wilderness girl thing?" And she's like, "Yeah, I am."
Yeah.
And
It's like
Freddie
the
laughs
things
at
on-
her.
He's like, what? You're going to do what? Like, you've never seen anything through.
"You have no skills. You hate the outdoors. You never finish anything you start." And Rose is over there crying, listening to them fight.
When you two fight.
I don't want you to split up.
I told you not to mention divorce in front of Rosa.
She's helping me pack.
She's helping me pack.
And this room, the
I
size of this
know.
room. Oh,
But
I
it's
wish.
like, it's
But it's like wasted
ugly.
space. Well, it's ugly. And it's wasted space unless you're going to run
Ugly.
laps around that carpet because
I know. What am I doing in there?
it's
what
just
am I doing
a
in
bunch
there?
of open carpet. So
Carpet angels?
it's for Freddie to do his Tai Chi in there.
Oh.
Stand at the end of the bed and do your Tai Chi,
Ooh, it's
Freddie.
another
I'll be over here with my
authoritative balding man.
with my 25 bottles of Avion in the bed.
25 bottles of Avion. in the bed.
25 bottles of Avion. So yeah, they're arguing. She asks him if there's another woman. He says, "Yeah, there is.
Met a long time ago.
Bright, caring, loving, funny. It was you."
Oh,
You had such potential.
Couldn't wait to see what you did with it.
And now
Now
I
I
know.
know. You went shopping.
And she's like, I went shopping to furnish your perfect house and your perfect life and make your perfect image.
Mm-hmm.
And you find out that she coupon clipped her way through his law school
How Betty Broderick.
only for him to become Nefler the Muffler
Hey.
Man.
Those commercials were your idea, and I didn't hear you complain when you were spending the Muffler Man's money.
He tells her she never does anything, and she's like, "Oh, well, I'll do something. I'll help you pack."
I'll help you pack.
She
and
throws
just-
all his shit out the window.
And I love like the gardener's just.
The poor gardener, like he's
Like,
just
he's
down
just, like,
there
in a-
getting stuff
whatever.
thrown on his head, practically.
I'm not even down here.
So now Tiffany, cut to the girls getting dropped off at the first, or
Meeting.
I guess not scout meeting, but whatever. You know what we're talking about.
You know it. Know what it is.
And you meet very briefly each kid's parent, except for Carla Gugino.
No,
right?
no, you
That's the
don't.
only
No,
one you
they're
don't
not
meet her
even there.
parents.
Tiffany's plastic surgeon dad
Mhm.
is dropping her off. She doesn't want to go, but she'll take $40.
And is it just me, or did she have like 4 scrunchies in her hair?
I probably.
It was the tallest ponytail. I swear it was a
Probably.
whole
That's how you get
package
the
of
height.
scrunchies.
And she had those bangs.
Those were like the Cabbage Patch doll, like the way they would
Yes,
cut Cabbage
when they
Patch
had
doll
the
bangs
hair.
from the middle of the back of the head or whatever, like
Yes.
from the crown and
The
then
Karen
forward.
O.
Yes, yes. So yeah, he has to pay her $40 for her to go to this meeting.
She's like, all right, fine. Like she wants 50, but they haggle.
and Phyllis is setting up this little picnic in this skirt. I don't even know how to
I know,
describe.
the
It's like its own
epaulettes
tea table.
Or no, paillettes.
It's like you could
She looks like a cupcake.
serve tea on the
could.
sides of her hips.
That's how she's going to serve the tea and cakes.
And she's got caviar she's putting out for
Is
these
the caviar too much?
Yeah,
These
for
girls would know though. Chica shows up
12-year-olds.
in a Rolls Royce. No one's even there.
Yeah, just like a Rolls Royce with a chauffeur
Right,
drops
just
her
like-
off
and she
in her
ignores her.
riding gear.
Right? Like Emily's unemployed actor. Is that not kooky? Kooky. Lend me your comb.
He looked super familiar.
I thought that might be who he is.
Oh crap! Can we find
it's
out who?
not.
Oh, I didn't write down his name.
Emily's dad?
Emily's last name was
I don't know.
Tiffany Honigman.
Honigman.
So whoever Mr. Honigman was, Honigman.
No, Tiffany was Emily is the girl. I got them mixed up too.
Oh, I thought you
Emily.
were talking about the one with the actor dad.
Yeah, that's Emily.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. That's okay.
Oh,
Yes.
Wait,
Nope,
am I
you're right.
crazy? That's Kelly Martin.
Kelly Martin's dad.
Uh,
Oh, is that who it was?
Oh, so I'm wrong.
I don't know.
Ross Coleman. Yeah. Oh, he's the Yeah, I know who he is.
Oh, she'll know, and you won't.
Yeah, no, it is this kooky.
Kooky. Okay.
Kooky, lend me your comb.
So yeah, she's supposed to bring $10, but he's like, "Oh, I forgot my wallet,"
Right, just tell him we'll get him back next time.
and he's headed to unemployment.
Right, she's like, you're going to unemployment, right?
And Lily's father is a dictator. They drop her off at the curb.
Mr. and Mrs. Dictator.
Tessa's dad is a filmmaker.
I was like, what?
Your dad is a filmmaker. Did you
Is
know
he? Really? Is that where he went?
that? Jasmine's dad gets pulled over by the cops.
Oh, yes. Like, do you know?
Who my father
Is this Breathless Mahoney's car?
I wondered. It's either Breathless Mahoney's car or Prince's car because this purple convertible,
same.
right?
But yeah, like this is he's a boxer.
And yeah, she reads
Now
this
shake
dude
the man's hand and let's be on our way.
Daddy.
She's Daddy. Yes.
And so yeah,
Iris McKay is a romance novelist, and Claire helps out sometimes.
which helps her come up with sexy terms for boners.
I know.
She's like asking her 12-year-old.
Manhood rising to a pulsating frenzy.
And this little
Gross.
girl is already an actress too.
Yes,
She
well, she's an actress.
she wants to do something normal, so she wants to go to the meeting.
Right, she's like, but with Phyllis running the show, not bloody likely.
So everyone arrives. Phyllis introduces herself and asks, "Why don't they have any uniforms?" And they're like,
Oh, no, we're not going to wear those
Sick.
in any way. Nobody stayed long enough to take us shopping. Well,
I have a black belt in shopping."
yes. So they go down to the uniform spot.
And yeah, they hate the uniform, of
Phyllis
course.
is like, I need a French 36.
And she's like, you're going to have to take that somewhere else.
That's not, we're not doing that here. And
She buys the uniform and takes it to Henri to be fixed.
Because they look, she's like, they're like, it's not that bad. She's like, no, the color is wrong. The material's a nightmare. But yeah, she takes it down to Henri. What can you do?
Besides burn it.
Yes. He takes his handkerchief out
It's
just
like to touch it.
Gross.
So now it's the meeting of the leaders. Velda Plendor is introducing herself to all the new leaders.
She's
And
being unpleasant.
being so unpleasant, and that two of the people leave.
She's widowed.
Yeah. She killed him.
Right. Oh, for sure.
She knows all this wilderness shit, dude.
She's
got
an
him buried out in
ex-army
the
nurse.
woods
She wears a
somewhere.
purple heart.
I didn't even notice that.
She wears a purple heart through the whole movie.
That's funny.
But yeah, she's like, we're not here to have toddlers bake cookies.
And they like, that's not your thing.
Or
Get out of here or
cupcakes.
whatever.
And
Yeah.
they're like, all right, nah, let them go.
So yeah, she scares two of them away, and then here comes Phyllis making her late
Oh,
entrance in her
my
new
God.
fabulous version of the whatever you call it, the troop leader outfit.
Right. Her tailored version.
Cigarette in mouth, making a ruckus. Wouldn't it save some time and some shoe leather to have a
Just had a
star-studded telethon
telethon.
instead of selling cookies?
Who are you?
And she's like, Phyllis Nefler, Troop Beverly Hills.
Oh, shit.
I should have known. Of course. Cut to a Nefler the Muffler Man commercial where
which
Freddie
is-
Nefler is in a muffler costume.
Oh, yes. Like
A full-on, like looking like the Tin Man.
yes. He looks like kind of like the Michelin Man a little bit with like he's in
The big
the
arms,
big
whatever.
tube. Like a big muffler, I guess. With the
Exactly. And
Danger,
Hannah's-
Will Robinson.
This is a commercial that's on TV while Hannah's asleep in mom's bed and Phyllis is watching him. And she's
Right.
like,
'Cause it's like midnight.
yeah. She's like, he's a shit. He's a cute shit.
But he's
But
a
it's a
shit.
And then she hears a car pull into the driveway at
Right?
midnight.
So she's like, what's going on?
A
over
hot
there?
young lady in a black convertible.
She's dressed as an escort.
Well, and okay, for number one, why did she have binoculars in her bed? She already had the binoculars out ready.
I know.
Number two, it's midnight, and this woman showed up in a blue leather mini dress, hot pink leather gloves, and a matching hot pink leather bag.
Yeah. At midnight.
At
The
midnight.
realtor.
Yeah. And so she's talking to Hannah, like, who is this? And Hannah's like, dark hair, long legs, big boobs. It's just dad's
Stringy
realtor.
hair.
Yeah.
Silicone boobs.
It's midnight. And she's like, Mom, can we spy on Dad in the morning?
Spy.
Not spying.
Right.
His nocturnal activities are his business. And then proceeds to spy and fall
Of
down
course.
off the balcony into the
Right?
bushes.
Ow.
Ouch. Like a second floor fall. Owie. And he sees it and he's just like, night, Phyllis.
Right?
She's fine.
Of course.
He doesn't even fucking go to check. Well, she
Nope,
did stand up
yeah,
immediately.
She stood up like, you know,
She bounced right up.
she was fine. Well, she had to because the embarrassment was real.
And she's
So-
all cut up and band-aided the next day.
She puts that fur on though.
Over her uniform. What happened to the cape?
I know. Well, because now they're going
I was
out.
like, you're
so you
going
need-
camping, so put
for
on
the
your white fur.
Girl, well, that's what makes what happens at the campsite even more hilarious.
That's why it has to have happened, yes.
So they're ready for an overnight camp out with several
Limos, a party
pieces
rental
of luggage,
truck.
a party rental truck, 3 limos. Like
Girls ready,
rough
rough it. Yeah. And in the jungle, the
A wing, a
mighty
wing, a
jungle, the
wing,
lion sleeps tonight. Starts playing as you see them setting up camp under the Hollywood sign.
Yes, they're like right.
Only they don't set it up. The party
No, the
rental people
Party
do.
rental people do. So they have a little badminton net
Mm-hmm.
and a little catering.
They got fondue pot set up.
Yes.
Yeah, they got all kinds of high
Because of
fashion.
course. So now the girls are bored, and like Miss Nefler almost burns down.
Oh yeah,
the
with her
hills. Like,
cigarette.
Smokey the Bear says, well, Smokey the Bear isn't going through a nasty divorce.
She gets a little lecture about smoking being bad for her from the kids.
Right. So now she makes fondue al fresco
And
and
a
a
sudden
little espresso.
Yes, and a sudden rainstorm hits.
Uh-huh. Oh, this is special.
And she,
I'll save the fondue.
in her teeth, she's
Well,
trying to
she
say,
slips
oh, because
in
she
the mud.
slips
She,
first,
like,
right?
Spills fondue, chocolate, and mud on her fur.
Yes.
And then she puts it in her teeth and
Crawls
while
to the
girls are
tent.
screaming.
Like it's the most horrifying thing they've
I
ever
know.
seen. Oh my God, your
Your
coat.
coat. They're like, can we just quit now? No.
Not until we sing Kumbaya.
Kumbaya, my lord.
And just sadly covered in mud in the rain.
Kumbaya.
And then they call the limos back.
Right. They finish the overnight and they go to the Beverly Hills Hotel.
And Phyllis calls and leaves a message for Velda that her recommendation of a campsite was unsuitable.
It rains there.
And there's no outlets and dirt and bugs.
I know. So anyway, we found a place that was much more us.
And they order some room service and they tell ghost stories in front of the big fireplace.
They're like, okay, Miss Nefler, it's your turn. She was like, okay. So I went to Christoph's, but he was mysteriously disappeared.
And they gave me a new stylist that I'd never met before.
Ronaldo. He said, I'll give you some streaks and
A body wave.
and then turn the chair
It's all the
around.
music
I
gets
know.
intense and all the kids are like on the edge of their seat.
He permed me.
Oh, so before we find out what happens in the morning, now is already a good time to take a quick break.
Let's do it.
We'll be right back. Hey guys, we got another new friend for you.
Our friend Cherish makes these amazing handmade pop sockets for your phone that are super detailed little works of art and feature icons from some of your favorite childhood films like Neverending Story, Labyrinth, Ghostbusters, and more.
I bought the sandworm from Beetlejuice for my phone, and it is super adorable. It even has like real sand around the base of it, like it's coming out of the
I know,
sand.
I've seen it. It's super cute. But you can watch her make them on her TikTok channel or get your own over at cherishheathart.com and use our code DOOM10 for 10% off on us.
That's cherishheathart.com.
Later, Doomers.
We're back.
We're back and it's the morning and we're watching Pee-wee's Playhouse.
It's just like our real childhoods,
Get out of
only not in the
bed.
Beverly Hills
There'll be
Hotel.
no more napping. It's the giant underpants episode. Look.
Oh,
I'm
was it?
done.
I didn't even notice which episode it was.
So yeah, Velda arrives all pissed. She goes past Frankie and Annette.
Who are jogging outside this hotel just to show you that it's fancy.
Well, it's Beverly Hills, baby.
And she comes in to find the girls playing cards with the bellboy
I'll raise you a wiener.
and watching Pee-wee.
Of course.
And
And
Phyllis
she's
is
like, oh
nowhere.
no.
She's in the bedroom. She comes out all happy to see Velda, but Velda's like,
Is this what you call roughing it? One bathroom for 9 people?
Yeah. The Red Feathers stayed at that same site last week and never once did they have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, must have been the squirrel meat.
Because, she talks about how they ate
like, did
squirrel
nothing
and all
but
this
ate
stuff.
Squirrel meat.
So she's not happy about how Phyllis is leading these girls, and she asks for some tips, and she's like, give it up.
Right?
You'll never
Your
be real
princesses
wilderness
will never
girls.
be real wilderness girls.
You should have been disbanded long ago.
She's just so hateful.
She is. Like,
This
why
is
do you
where,
care?
Like, if you look at her face, like every bit of her face is moving independently of the other. She
They're all
looks
doing
like
something different.
like the Sledgehammer video when
Oh
Peter
my
Gabriel
God.
goes all claymation.
Like, yes, like they had to stop
That's what
motion
it
her
looked
face.
like. She has a stop motion face.
Wow. So Velda thinks they're going to give up. They leave, and she tells Annie, we'll never see that woman again.
Right. So Freddie is indeed dating the realtor and takes her instead of Hannah to daddy-daughter day. She's not even under 14.
What the fuck?
Don't count on it.
Oh, your daddy's going through a phase. It's called being a big jerk.
Right. So at the meeting, Cleo is talking about their little red feathers. Phyllis
Yes.
compliments them on the badges. Where could I buy them?
You have to earn them.
Oh, like jewelry.
Velda is not happy to see her there.
Nope.
And the Beverly Hills Troops' craft is that they made functional, high fashion wilderness
Giorgio
gear.
backpacks that are like open up
Yes.
to a closet.
Which, I mean, it was a good craft.
it really was. It was a full. But
They made
everyone's
those?
laughing right in their face. Come
Where are you
on.
from? Mars.
Worse.
Beverly Hills. like
That's
all these girls are
rude.
little bitches.
Rude.
So now Velda's telling Annie she wants that troop out, and she's going to assign her to infiltrate them.
Right. She makes Annie a mole.
Yes.
She tries to say no, but she's like, you'll be back at Kmart selling yarn balls.
So she has her call and offer her help to Phyllis, and she cuts a section out of a wilderness handbook and puts a little sneaky cam inside.
Right, to take spy pics.
And tapes a fucking mini tape recorder to her belly and
Like,
a
when
mic
is
in
she
her.
going
Like,
over there? Like right now, immediately?
I
She's
guess.
Gonna join, and she's not going to like change? Are you going to do this all the time? Is she supposed to sleep
every
with that?
day she has to come over and get strapped up in a weird way. Yeah.
I bet Velda would like that.
She might. Now Phyllis is working out with Jane Fonda.
Yes, but she's just trying to open a jar.
She can't open the mayo.
No, but she sees Freddie over there, Freddie Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big
Doing
ass
his
sando
Tai
that she's
Chi and
making, though. Did
I
you notice
noticed the
that?
fucking Scooby-Doo sandwich and why the size of the tomatoes.
I know.
She had like a full tomato in that sandwich,
Well,
or maybe
it was
more.
like a loaf of bread.
It was huge, like really. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Phyllis
Oh my
Nefler
God,
eats
she
a
was
a
having
hoagie.
a 12-egg breakfast toast.
I can't imagine
Shit
Phyllis
was
Nefler
wild.
sitting down with
I
this fucking
know.
grinder. Oh, yeah, seriously. And so she sees him out there doing his Tai Chi in the guest house.
He's all
Shirtless. And she gets a little grin. She
I'm
takes her
gonna
little
go there.
mayo jar, little
Just
best
hands
foods.
it to him.
No words spoken, just
Nope.
hands it to him.
Thank you.
She smiles and walks away.
Mm-hmm.
So now Phyllis is introducing Annie to the girls as their new assistant leader.
Right? They do a little friendship circle.
And the girls are all bummed because their troop sucks and they got
Yep.
laughed at.
Everybody thinks so. Even those creepy red feathers laughed in our faces. They don't think we could do anything.
Well, we can make up our own patches, can't we?
Right.
She asked
Yeah.
Annie, and Annie's like,
She's
I
like,
guess so.
be nice to go into the woods and eat bark, but I'm going to teach you how to survive the wilds of Beverly Hills.
cut to Rodeo Drive.
Grooming badge to Kristoff's, Manny's Petties. They give Annie the works.
Oh, God, she gets the full wax.
Mm-hmm.
And that lady is cackling. The
Oh, I
fucking,
know. She loves it.
She loves
She
ripping
loves
the
this
hair
shit.
out of people.
They're like, give her
everything.
whatever.
Back crack sack wax. Oh, she don't have a sack.
Oh, she probably had the full.
The Brazilian. The
Right.
up the
How do
crack.
they do that? Back sack and crack. That's a
That's
dude.
that's on a dude.
I don't know what Herman's got down
I
there.
don't know.
So anyway, they go create a patch, the jewelry appraisal patch. They go down to Cartier, and Tiffany accurately appraises an $82,000 canary diamond.
Does it sing? No.
Oh, no. Yes,
Yes,
it
it
does.
does. She puts it up to her ear.
Kumbaya.
And then the dancing patch.
Mm-hmm.
They learn the frug,
the mashed potato,
the twist,
the hurdy-gurdy,
the pony.
and the Freddy.
Of course. And that's the worst dance. The Freddy is a horrible dance.
I know. What even is
Just
that?
kicking one leg up in the air. And
I've only ever heard of it from this. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I've
had
heard
never
of the
heard of it
twist
before.
outside of this.
yeah, all these.
Mashed
The mashed potato, the pony. Yeah.
But yeah, no, not the
Not the
Freddy.
hurdy-gurdy or the Freddy, though, I don't think.
Hurdy-gurdy.
And then she takes them to learn CPR from this hot police officer
Shit, Officer Bill.
who sprays a little banaka in his mouth before he goes in for the
Oh,
CPR.
thank you.
And Annie, meanwhile, is snapping pics of all these.
Oh, I know, but she
These
gets
things.
Bill's number 9699623.
Oh, you wrote it down.
I sure did. She did too.
She takes them to the rest home to
Mhm.
entertain the elderly.
They get their community service badge.
They give that
almost
old
lose
man a
that lady.
penthouse.
I know. She was like, I don't like
Where'd they get
Cosmo.
penthouse?
She knows what a man
Phyllis
likes.
brought him.
Well, I don't know. Lily had it. She was like you. She brought it from home.
I brought it from home. So they teach the old folks the Freddy of all the
Yes.
dances of these people in wheelchairs.
Well, they
Maybe-
almost lost that one.
Yes, maybe not the
Mavis
one with
almost
the leg
went.
kick. Yes,
Yeah.
Mavis. Just to drag her back up the hill.
Right.
Then she takes them to divorce court,
Right,
which
well,
Phyllis, questionable decision
I
here.
mean, she wants them to be able to see the legal system at work, especially.
With this female judge in charge.
Oh, I suppose it's okay.
And so
And
she
she's like, it's a Van Runkle.
and she the judge tries to set a court date for 6 weeks away. And
Mhm.
Freddie's like, Freddie's lawyer's like, he wants
What's the
something
rush?
sooner.
What is this? Reno? Girls, never go to Reno.
Well, he's considering remarriage.
Uh-oh. Oh, and
Goot.
also, Freddie's lawyer is Claire's dad.
Oh, I did not notice that.
She's all like, Hannah's all, hi, daddy. And Claire's
I
all,
just
hi,
didn't-
daddy.
Oh, man. So Phyllis is like stunned. She's like, until this moment, I really didn't think this was happening.
And Hannah's like, he won't really marry her.
Tessa's like, it's just a typical midlife crisis. My dad's been going through one for 11 years.
Yeah, how long? 11 years. Oh,
I need some jewelry. So yeah, Phyllis. Oh, this is a questionable part. Phyllis telling them the American Indian is responsible for the turquoise movement in her full
the
headdress.
Divorce court patch.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she comes here with the full headdress, and that turquoise is fabulous, though.
Oh, it is.
But yes, they're single-handedly responsible for the turquoise movement.
And she's talking about they've earned 36 patches in 3 weeks, which is some
Right.
sort of record.
Right. And when do we get them? Oh, at the patch ceremony.
You just bring $7.50 for the patches, and Emily just
She's like, no, it's stupid.
she just
I'm not
leaves.
going.
Yeah, she just gets up and starts walking away. And Hannah tells Phyllis she doesn't have the money,
Right.
so she goes after her.
Will you stop?
Yo, Em, wait up! Like it's the only time you hear her get like that.
Right. And she tells her that she doesn't have the money. So Phyllis tells her about the time she got her credit card cut up at Neiman Marcus.
And had to put everything back.
yes!
These things happen to everyone.
I thought I could never show my face on Wilshire again, but these things happen. And then Tiffany comes out. She's like, it's good to have friends, especially friends with money.
And gives her the money. At first, she's like, it'll only be whatever
Right,
percent
it just,
interest.
like,
And Phyllis
I'm
like
just
smacks her like,
kidding.
no. So all is well. Now they're at the marina on a yacht for patch ceremony times.
Right. Phyllis has taken the nautical turn with her wilderness girl leader uniform. Chica's folks are in Caracas, but she wouldn't have invited them anyway.
And now they're all presented with their patches.
Phyllis puts a little wine in the hobo stew. You can't put wine in the hobo stew.
She did
What
it
goes
anyway.
better together than hobos and wine?
Right? So Hannah ducks when she gets her patch, which makes Freddie and Phyllis kiss.
Before that, Tiffany gets her friendship patch, the shopping patch, and the jewelry appraisal patch. Lily gets the laundering money patch, the crushing a revolution patch, and the international affairs one. And Hannah, the sushi
Studio.
appreciation
Sushis.
Sushis.
Shushis and sashimis.
appreciations patches, fire prevention, and gardening with glamour. And that's when they both go to kiss her. And why is Lisa there?
Yes.
Why is Lisa there?
He is making very poor choices about where he
Very
brings
much
this
so.
woman.
This is like last
Because she was also
week.
waiting for him outside divorce court, which we
I
forgot
know.
to mention.
She went to
And
pick
she
him
was
up,
all
he
like,
didn't have a fucking ride.
yeah. And she's like, oh, I can't believe she
This
would
is like
subject
last
these
week.
children.
When Morty brings
Oh, yeah, to the bar mitzvah.
brings Shelley to the bar mitzvah. How could you?
This is your child's thing. Like,
What's
leave
his
her at
tits
home.
bringing Heather Locklear to his ex-wife's
Ugh,
funeral?
yes. not
Unforgivable.
cool, not
So
cool.
why is Lisa even there? But anyway,
She gets knocked overboard
she
during
gets
the
knocked
kiss.
into, like kind of like a ways.
Uh-huh.
It's lucky she didn't hit a bong.
And she's yelling for a lifesaver, and Phyllis is like, do you want butterscotch or wintergreen?
Butterscotch. You know I want a butterscotch.
Always
yo.
butterscotch. Except for it wasn't wintergreen. Is that the one you can bite
With
it in
that-
the dark and it
I think so.
It has like a little flash.
I think you have to get the one that's got the.
It has the
center.
little one. It has the little green flecks. Whichever one has
Yeah,
the
maybe
flecks
that's
in it.
Maybe that's
I
it.
think it's wintergreen, but I'm not sure.
Wintergreen.
Wintergreen.
Wintergreen. Well, either way, I want a butterscotch, yo.
So now, and they don't even show them get Lisa out. It's just like
she
you
died.
see Freddie like he's about to jump in, and somebody throws
I
her
don't
a
think you ever
lifesaver.
see her again.
Uh-oh. Did they just leave her?
I don't think you ever see her again.
She's like overboard. Somebody else finds her. She gets knocked in the head
Kurt Russell plucked her out of the water.
and convinced
Now
her
she's
she was his
raising
wife.
5 kids,
That's what happened to Lisa.
right? She should have taken that lifesaver.
So Velda takes all her evidence, the
Mm-hmm.
pictures that Annie took to Mrs. Roper, and says evidence that Phyllis is a degenerate, and she wants
Right.
them stripped of their uniforms and disbanded.
Right? She needs to get her pussy ate and relax.
She does. She does. Annie, help a sister out.
Somebody help
anybody.
her.
And Mrs. Roper's like, how did you collect all this information?
She's like, let me tell you something. We don't like throw people out on their butts.
And all I see is that she's taken an active interest in these girls, and
Right.
perhaps this troop has finally found its niche.
Right? Like, eat shit, Velda.
Yeah, she's like, I'm keeping her on
So now Velda wants Annie to move in with
to
Phyllis.
double her efforts.
Right. And she was like, what? And then
You got to move in so nothing gets past you. How am I going to move in?
Right? Like she tells her that her apartment's being fumigated.
So she lets her stay there.
Mm-hmm. She's like, do you have a boyfriend? She's like, do you mean like a guy that I see on a regular basis?
Yeah.
No. Well, if you mean like by boyfriend, do you mean like a guy that I'm just like friends with?
Sure.
No.
None at all. And then Chica is downstairs. Rosa comes to tell them Chica's downstairs, and she's really upset.
How can you tell?
Right? Because she always looks upset.
Right? Her parents are in Monte Carlo and left her on her birthday.
She's sure they didn't mean to leave her. It was a last-minute trip.
Oh, but Rosa only needs 10 minutes.
To make a giant birthday burrito. Rosa, you made that delicious thing in 10 minutes?
Rosa, bless you.
I'd rather
that.
have that for the fucking cake.
Ooh.
Give me a Rosa's birthday burrito.
Let's have birthday burritos.
From now on, no
the
more
size
cakes.
of babies.
Baby-sized birthday burritos to honor
Baby-sized
birth.
birthday burritos.
Yes.
Oh, to symbolize our birth.
Yeah.
We have to eat a burrito our exact birth weight.
Oh my God, a 7-pound burrito?
7-pound, 14-ounce burrito.
Holy shit.
That's how I'm going to celebrate 50.
Yes. All right. There we go. The big 5-0.
And then we'll have a funeral.
Birth weight burritos. And then our funerals immediately after. Then we'll have to put the podcast won't still be going when we're 50.
Could
That's
you
insane.
imagine?
I was saying we'd have to put it on hiatus, but Jesus Christ, that's forever.
We'd have to put it on hiatus.
Because we'll be in the bathroom after that for like 2
Coming
weeks.
to you live from my turlet.
It's like just constant like
Poseidon's kiss.
oh no.
Oh, I always have Poseidon's kiss kind of because I have a bidet.
Oh yeah,
I'm
and
bidet
it's a
people
cold
now.
bidet, you guys.
It's a cold bidet straight.
I must have known this before I used it, but we have videos still that I never posted anywhere of both of our first time face reactions to us using her bidet. So Tessa took one to send to the group chat, and it was hilarious. Because at first she's like, "Oh,
it's
all right," and then it really stars in her face. So then I went and used the bidet, and I also took a video of my face, and it's almost the same thing. It's like you're like, all right, and then
you
it's
can
a
get one
cold
that warms the
ass
water.
blast. Yeah,
But we can't afford that.
which I was not expecting. I can't
can't
imagine
afford
you
a warm
using it at
bidet.
like 5 a.m. while you're getting ready for work.
Well, it wakes me up. Like I said, it's my next.
Nothing wakes you up faster than a cold Poseidon's kiss.
Smoking a bowl on the toilet while you're getting your asshole fucking cold blasted straight in the brown eye.
Oh my God. Oh. I don't know what to say about that.
4:30 in the morning.
Wow. So it's cookie sales time. And you have to sell a certain amount of cookies to attend the annual Jamboree.
Right.
And Velda calls them out on their patches, and and now
She
I
gets
don't
them
believe that Mrs. Roper
I
agreed
don't
to
think
this. She
would've
says she
either.
did, but
she's just talking shit. I don't think she did at all because it says in the fucking book
that you could make your own. It had
Says it
blank
right there.
ones to fill in.
Says it right
whatever.
there. Says it right there. And grooming and fucking.
Some of them were
community
legit.
relations,
Like I could see
community
taking a
service,
couple of them away as like
CPR.
but some were that
But
was
the ones that she made up,
community
were the ones
service
that you
and all
can
that
make
shit.
up.
Those are real. Like come on now.
Come on.
Anyway, Rosa says patches.
We don't
need
need
no
no
stinking
stinking
patches.
patches.
So the red feathers take
How
1,000
many
boxes of
we gonna
cookies,
sell?
and the fucking True Beverly Hills they take
2,000 boxes.
But the red feathers beat them to their own goddamn neighborhood.
Right? They get to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar first.
And I'm telling Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you bought 4 boxes. You better buy 4 fucking more. You're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And back then, these were $2 a box.
I know.
In 1989.
They're $6 now.
Sir, you are a famous person who lives in Beverly Hills. Buy 4 more fucking boxes of cookies. Buy from every goddamn Girl Scout that comes to your door.
I do.
So
But that's because I have a problem.
And so when Annie sees the red feathers fucking stealing their own turf, she's like, that's the final straw.
Right.
This isn't in the spirit of this,
No.
this thing. And so she throws her camera and her little notebook away.
Mhm.
So now Phyllis holds a meeting with all the girls' parents about the cookie problem.
Right.
And Claire's mom's like, can
So
we
why
just
don't
buy them?
Yeah, we'll just buy those. She's like, no, that's not.
I don't
want
want to cheat.
Right.
And Freddie brings Hannah home and goes in to greet them. Lisa out there honking.
She needs to shut
You
the
better-
fuck up.
I will slap you with your own hot pink glove. Like I challenge you to
I
to
demand
duel.
satisfaction.
Exactly.
Pistols at dawn, bitch.
I'm in the middle of a grown-up meeting here for my
We are
child's
having
well-being.
adult time.
You don't fucking honk your horn.
You know what? I want to see your realtor's license.
And why are you with him during his daughter time?
Right? Why are you here?
Lisa.
Again, Lisa. Why are you here? Why are you here?
But I got Phyllis's
And where
outfit.
did he put her in the Lambo?
Right? She was just riding on the fucking
She was strapped
on the
to
back.
the hood.
She in the trunk. And Phyllis's outfit has this huge bird
Oh my
fucking
God.
applique that's like
This whole
sequence.
drama.
Yes.
Sequence.
Yes. And she asks Freddie about his new condo and he's like,
Yep.
"Oh, I got some furniture from Divorce Guys R Us." And she wants him to stay for the parents' meeting. She's
Right.
like,
She was like, Lisa can pull into the garage with the motor running
and wait.
wait.
Freddie kind of chuckles. And he goes back out and tells Lisa, "Oh, she wanted me to stay for this meeting." And she's like, "Ah, she's on a total trip."
And
he's
it's
all-
about Hannah. It's about our kid.
You're
It's
too
a
young to
wilderness
understand
girl
this,
meeting.
but she'll always be my wife. What? I said she'll always be my daughter.
You said she'll always be my wife.
I couldn't have said that.
You did.
Oh, wow.
It was you.
So now the girls put on this music, this cookie time,
Cookie
in front of a store. They have a fucking, I don't know.
box of them would be so
nice. Cheap at even twice the price. Come on down. It's cookie time. It's cookie time. So people start handing over the dough.
I love Jasmine with that little Tina Turner wig.
And they go to Spago and they're doing cigars, cigarettes, cookies.
They go to aerobics or whatever.
Claire's mom's book signing.
She's autographing
autographing
for her
cookies.
cookie boxes.
So yeah, so they sell a bunch, and now Robin Leach is at a fashion show in their backyard, I guess, or is that where this is?
Not only Pia Zadora
Yeah.
as a model, but Dr. Joyce Brothers.
Random,
Why?
random.
For charity?
I guess
For
because she lived
cookies?
locally.
Maybe
she lives in the
was
neighborhood.
Robin Leach, Pia Zadora, Phyllis Nefler.
And nobody
Iris
else was in
McKay.
the fashion show. There was
Except
like
for
3 people.
Phyllis.
Yeah, Phyllis.
I mean, Iris could have done it. That wasn't her name, but I'm calling her that.
Yeah. Phyllis is the epitome of this season's hottest trend.
This fucking love.
So she's got the leader uniform, but it's all like gold lame or whatever inside.
She thrusts that cape back.
And all the girls think she's amazing.
Oh, yes.
And Hannah just wishes her dad could see it.
Oh, man.
Cocky wishes and cookie dreams. That's what the title should have been.
If you
we
like
couldn't
our
find
haute
it.
couture, try our haute cuisine.
So yeah, they're selling cookies table to table.
She calls Velda to say, we couldn't
We didn't sell
those
2,000
tickets. We sold 4,732 boxes.
Isn't that fabulous? Ah! And Velda's face just like, which you should be fucking happy.
I know. It's like benefiting the
When they
fucking
don't win a
wilderness
prize
girls.
for doing the most, you just have to sell a certain amount to get to the Jamboree. So that's
Right?
just money for your organization, you bitch.
Ever. Well,
Wipe that bitch face off your bitch face.
You bitch, and bitch.
And she's like, we're having a gala, and I would love for you to be there for me to present
Black
you with
tie.
this money. Black tie like Velda. I can't even believe she owned that weird prairie dress she showed up
Seriously.
in. That was
I
a
thought
weird
she-
look for
with the
her.
Bib?
You
I
know
thought
who
she
she
was
looked
going to
like?
come in wilderness gear.
If she had 2 braids, she would look like the bitch from Little House on the Prairie. What was her name? Nellie.
Yes.
Grown up Nellie. That's the vibe
Yeah.
she gave.
Going downtown, baby. Your street in the Range Rover. Sweet sweeper, baby.
Not
Ready to
that
let it
Nelly.
go. Oh.
Wrong one. So now this is the dress that I wrote. This is like a fucking wind-up clown doll I had when I was a kid.
Yes.
It had that same pink and
purple
blue.
with the
Or
buttons.
with
Yeah.
the big buttons.
Uh-huh.
But it did that thing. I don't even remember what was the song that it did when
It
you
was
wound
just
up its
ding,
butt.
Ding, 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 creepy.
It was creepy, whatever it
Yeah.
was, and its head moved to the
Haunting you forever.
like it was cracking its neck. Like why is
Watch
that
you
what it
in your
does?
sleep.
Yes, the child eater clown.
Yeah.
And Tessa's dad has hired Emily's dad as the new mob father for his movie.
Is this a parody? Is this satire?
And Annie's all dressed up in Phyllis's clothes, which this outfit.
That was her choice? That was Rose's
Of all the
choice?
things in her, she
girls
has
did
some
her makeup?
glamour in that closet. And
I
this is the
know.
weird-ass
With
outfit
the
you
tiny
picked
top
for her.
hat.
With
She
the
looks
tiny
like one
top
of the
hat.
men on film.
Maybe
I wonder if she borrowed that from
Well,
men
she
on
had
film.
that, and she looked like a Harlequin clown. So, like, was it a circus theme that we missed?
Oh, maybe we did.
Was she supposed to be like? Yeah, I didn't, because all the dudes
Maybe.
were just in tuxes, and I didn't really pay attention to like all the women's outfits. But
No, I think it was just them. But she
Interesting.
introduces her to Cheechmani.
and he's all boy oi oi,
Boy, oi, oi.
want to wrestle? And then he asks her, "Are you related to
Cheech.
Pee Wee?"
Yes.
Because she's Annie Herman.
Oh my God. So Freddie cuts in to dance.
Yeah, Phyllis is dancing with the dictator and is interrupted by
Yes.
Freddie.
Call me Bong Bong.
Yeah, I have to
He's
hand it to you. You did it.
Yeah, he's impressed. He broke up with Lisa. See, I'm saying she
Yeah.
never shows up again.
Is it past her bedtime? Way past. So yeah, he's not seeing her anymore. He's proud of Phyllis.
He wants to talk to her, but Velda interrupts with
She
her
arrives for the check.
shitty dress and probably terrible shoes. She's probably wearing biscuit baskets under there.
And now Annie's now dancing with Jefferson Darcy. Like, what happened to Cheech?
She saw
She's on the
Jefferson
move.
Darcy. Yeah, well, it's the love boat.
Totally.
So yeah, now she's with Velda spots her like, hey, Kmart.
And she's not
Attention,
shrinking to him. now.
Kmart shopper. She's like, screw you, Velda.
Oh, speaking of shrinking, Jefferson Darcy's on that show. Remember I told you I just watched that, I think, with Harrison Ford
yes,
and
yes,
Jason
yes, yes,
Segel.
yes. He's on there.
Ted McGinley's on there, and he's pretty fucking funny. He's like the neighbor's husband.
How's
and
he
he's
holding
just
up?
he's looking good. He's looking good. And he's funny. He's like he's a side character, but when he has lines,
Oh, it's
they're
like it's good?
yeah, they're gems.
Okay.
He's a supportive husband.
Oh.
And he has funny things.
That's
It's the
weird.
girl from the Drew Carey show, not the one with the makeup. The one that was like the
Oh,
best
the
friend who
friend?
was the love interest,
Oh,
sort of.
really?
What is
Is
her
that
name?
what happened to her?
But she has some things
What
done to
was
her
her
face
name?
that look a little strange.
Yes.
Krista something.
She still looks recognizable. Oh, she's married to the creator of the show. She's still recognizable,
okay.
but she's definitely done some things. Oh, the dude who created Scrubs. That show, you guys, Shrinking's pretty good. So far, it's only 8 episodes on Apple TV, and they're half-hour long. It's like a sitcom. It's pretty funny. I enjoyed it. It was quick to get through. Bill Lawrence.
Oh, I forgot that.
Krista Lawrence? No?
Krista Miller.
Krista Miller. Yeah.
I forgot that Dietrich Bader was on that show.
Oh.
I
Oh,
liked
yeah.
that show.
I did like that
and
show.
Craig Ferguson.
Uh-huh. And Ryan Stiles. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a pretty good
Oh,
show.
shit. John Carroll Lynch before he was the fucking Twisty the Clown.
Oh, and
Before
speaking
he
of Drew
became,
Carey,
terrifying.
Drew Carey held the door open for me at
That's
Lucha
right.
Vavoom. When we came to see you when Drew Carey hosted. Was that were you there at that one? Yeah. And when we were outside coming in through the VIP entrance because Kim got us in, Drew Carey was standing there in his like blue shark skin suit or whatever that was all shiny.
Wow.
And he held the door open for me as I walked in. And I just kind of smiled like, I know who you are, but I didn't say
know who
anything.
you are, but I'm not going to do the
I know
thing.
who you are. Thank you.
Doesn't he do Prices Right now? Does
Yes.
he still do that?
Yeah, I think so.
I want to spin that wheel so bad.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Yes, like do the
And just
whole-
hit the floor. Just
Oh, yeah. Like,
use so much of
whoa!
your weight that you just
I
smack
wanna
face
spin
down
it
on the
so
floor.
hard it comes off the thing and takes out the whole
Rolls
audience.
away. The dream.
That's how I want to go out.
So yeah, so Annie tells Velda, screw you.
Right.
And Freddie asks Phyllis, you still hate me? And she's like, I never did. I was just
No,
angry and
whatever.
hurt.
And he was like, well, so I kind of want like custody of
I want
Hannah.
joint custody of
Joint
Hannah
cu-
is
yeah,
what I
joint
wanted to talk to
custody.
you about. And she's like,
What?
that's what you wanted to talk to me about?
So she like throws a drink in his face and walks straight into
Promptly
the pool.
walks into the pool. I'm drowning. I'm
just-
drowning.
Stand up.
But it's shallow.
So is she.
You're right. And he just turns, so everybody's froze at this party to look at them, and he just goes,
Right.
going through a divorce, and they all
They're
go,
like, oh,
yeah, back
yeah,
to
got
the
it.
party. So now Mom is ruining the laundry because Rosa's in Mexico for her grandma's funeral.
Again? So Hannah's going to her dad. She's taking some stuff over there. And then so she takes off. And then ding dong. Phyllis thinks it's Hannah, but no, it's fucking Velda.
And she's fucking pissed about this
Right?
gala. You embarrass
Yeah.
the Wilderness Girls of America. You're dangerous. The
Right.
Jamboree's no joke. It's
No,
real
yeah.
wilderness out there.
Someone's gonna get hurt. And it's gonna be all your fault.
Mm-hmm.
So like Freddie's over there being a weekend dad.
Oh
too
man,
hard.
playing Nintendo, eating pizza and Diet
Like you don't have
Cokes.
to entertain me every second that I'm here.
Because he's like, let's go get ice cream. Let's do this and that.
Right,
She's
I'm
like,
ready
you're
to
trying
go.
too hard.
Yeah.
And his place is like right on the beach. That
Like-
Muffler Man money be good. The
Ooh.
Beverly Hills home and a condo on the beach,
I want that Muffler Man money.
right?
I bet there was something else. It was like Morty.
Right. There's
It's like
he's
Morty.
taking some
There's something
sneaky.
else going on there.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So she tells Dad, I feel like a ping pong ball, and I just want you guys to get back together. And he hugs her and says, so do I, Peaches. Well, how about then instead of
I
saying you
know.
wanted joint custody, you told her you wanted to get back to fucking together, which is what she
Right?
wanted to hear.
That's exactly what she wanted to hear. Freddie.
This was your idea, Freddie.
Do the little dance.
Do the
Freddie.
Fred-
Do your,
they
like,
should have made him do the Freddie at some point.
Right? He was like, I'm not doing that.
You know. So now Phyllis is home watching old movies of their
Drinking
memories.
all the Evian.
So much Evian, like 25
Like-
giant bottles of Evian.
My husband came in and he was like, wow, her skin's going to look great in
Right?
the morning. And I was like, you know what? You're right.
She's gonna drown
Or she's
herself,
gonna be
though.
like dead.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot.
Yes. And Vicky comes in like, this looks like a scene from the Valley of the Dolls.
Yes. She was like, come on, get up. We're going to go do all the things. And Phyllis is like, I've lost my will to shop. Phyllis, that's not funny.
Not funny. So now Phyllis is telling the girls, Velda is mean, but she's right.
Mm-hmm.
I've loved my time with you. I'll treasure it always, but it's over now.
All right, I can't endanger you. It would be criminal.
And Tiffany's like, sorry, a deal's a
Yeah,
deal.
like you can't quit on us now. Like we can do this.
we're not letting you run away.
We're a team. We
They're
can do
not scared of
anything.
anything as long as they have her.
Right?
And Freddie's standing there with Hannah, and he's like, the right Phil. Phil.
Oh.
Can you imagine looking at
Okay,
her and calling her
Craig.
Phil?
Okay. Well, I kept wanting to call her Helen through the whole thing.
Yeah, she does not look like a Phyllis.
Not a Phyllis at all.
So now it's the Wilderness Jamboree
Was her name
survival
Helen in
competition.
second- What was her name Helen at any point in time?
The only thing that comes to mind when you say Helen is Death Becomes Her, which she was not in.
No,
so
she wasn't in that.
I don't know.
What was her name in Money Pit?
Oh. What was Shelley Long's name in Money Pit, Kim?
Probably wasn't Helen.
I don't think it was Helen, but maybe it was. It was fucking Phyllis.
Right?
Again.
Weird. Multiple Phili.
Multiple Philly.
On Cheers, there was Helen Chambers.
Was her mom or something?
Oh, well, that wasn't her, though. I don't know why. I just, like, I felt
Something
like
about that
Helen
character
went with,
was a
like,
Helen.
Nefler went better. I don't know. Was launching ships with that face, so I thought Helen.
So they're at the Wilderness Jamboree, and Beverly Hills did not show.
Nope. They're like, well, they wanted to come, but they didn't come.
They're
so-
about to start on your market set.
Woo!
They have arrived, and she
Yeah.
yells, "Go anyway!" Like before
Right,
they
she's
can.
like, get your damn car out of my damn friendship ring.
She shoots that bird,
Right, ready, set, go.
and the other troops take off running. And Velda fires Annie, so she
Right,
can't
she's
help
like,
them.
you can't go. And it's 20 miles to the nearest site and 100 miles to the nearest luxury hotel.
But they've got walkie-talkies,
Mm-hmm.
and
And Herman gives her compass, but Hannah can use it.
yes, because of course Phyllis doesn't know how to use a
Well,
compass.
she does relate directions to Gucci on Wilshire
Right, she's
and
like, I think that's-
Cartier
yes.
and like, whatever. So they find the flag.
Yes, they head out in the wilderness. They find their first
Mm-hmm.
flag, but we find out that the Red Feathers,
Of course, they
these
fucking are
fucking
little
cheater
cheaters.
cunts,
Those little
little
bitches.
bitches.
You little bitches.
are turning their flags to point them the wrong direction, which is extra dangerous.
I know.
Somebody could have died.
They end up in Dead Man's Swamp.
Right?
Dead Man's Swamp. How do you think it got that name? Because they found a dead guy in there?
Right.
Probably.
And so she calls Annie because they're in the swamp and they see a snake, and she's like, "Oh, could it be? What did she say? A
She told you
rattlesnake?"
rattlesnakes live in swamps. She's like, no, they ate the water. But
water moccasins do.
And they're silent when they strike.
So they're She drops the walkie-talkie.
So isn't nature fabulous, girls?
And they come to a skunk in their path and
And
take
they
off
all-
running again.
Good job for your effort or whatever. Like, ah. So now Velda's watching, and she's like, any minute now, it's a new record. Those red feathers will come over the hill or whatever. But
Here they come running because of that skunk.
Troop Beverly Hills
Run
is
right
outrunning
past
the
them.
skunk right past them, and they break the record.
And Velda picks up that skunk by the tail and tells, "You're gonna pay for this."
I mean, poor
Cut to
little
her
guy.
wearing it as a hat.
Hey, that skunk hat is kind of fierce, though.
It kind of. So now Velda, the next morning, she has the leader of her daughter's troop say she's ill, so that there's no choice but to
she's
let
like, "You're
Velda
gonna be
lead them.
sick tomorrow."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "That's not fair." She
You
mapped
mapped
out
it
the
out.
course.
Well, nothing they can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
So she shoots. They take off. We're the girls from Beverly Hills.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Shopping is our greatest skill.
1, 2, 3, 4. We will fight and try real hard. 5, 6, 7, 8. Leave behind our credit card. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Beverly Hills, what a thrill. Beverly Hills, what a thrill. So they get to this rope bridge, but Velda has cut the rope on the bridge.
Come on.
Like, again.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure she assumed they would just stop there and turn around.
Probably, but why, Velda? Why?
But it really frosts Phyllis's cookies.
Really frost my cookies, damn it!
That they've come so far and worked so hard and
Just
have to stop.
once, I would like to go the distance.
But Hannah points to a fallen tree down the
like,
ways.
Just like the balance beam. Phyllis is like, no, no, nope.
She's like, I'm not letting you go. There's
Nope.
like a huge cavern underneath there.
Only an idiot would go out there, so I'm gonna go.
I'm going. And she slips like just trying to get onto it. It's not a good sign.
She was like, when I get across, throw a rope on or put a rope on a rock or something. I
tie
don't
a
know how
rock
this
to the
was gonna
loose
work.
end of the bridge and
I
throw
figured
it
they
to
would all
me.
have to go on the log.
It would have made more sense because I don't think any of those girls could have. First of all, okay, they got to drag that rope bridge up. They got to tie a rock to it, and then
Right.
a rock heavy enough that it's gonna.
They're gonna throw
make it, and
over-
then they got to throw it like 20
Who's
feet
gonna
across
shot
this
put that
fucking
shit?
So do they got a shot putter on their
I don't
team?
know. I don't know how that worked. Well,
So, yeah, we didn't see that
actually.
part.
No,
They
we
made sure.
didn't. We sure didn't.
So she's slipping.
I am the log. I am
Log,
the
It's
ravine.
thick, it's heavy, it's wood. Speaking of
log,
John Kay,
log.
it's better than bad. It's good.
Everyone wants a log. Okay,
You're
now
gonna
you
love
got
it,
me
log.
started.
Okay, she's the log. She's the ravine.
I
She
am
is scared.
She grabs a branch and like stumbles, and like Hannah's like, "I'm coming."
And she comes running and immediately gets her foot stuck in like a hole in the log.
Right, and Phyllis just pops right up. She's like, "You know what? I told you not to get on this stupid thing." And she like,
So now that
undoes her
she's in
foot.
mom mode, she gets her
Mhm.
unstuck and is lecturing her, just walking back like it's nothing.
They make it all the way across, of course.
And Velda's watching. These little bimbesses are really starting to bug me. Screw
She's
the
like,
flags,
screw the
girl.
flags. I know a shortcut.
And Tori Spelling's like,
Bimbesses.
yeah, I've never heard that anywhere
Bimbesses.
else. And Tori tells her it might be dangerous.
Mhm.
And Velda ends up falling into some sort of animal trap
while
or
she's
something.
talking shit, she falls into a hole and busts her fucking ankle. So Beverly Hills hasn't lost that much time.
And she's like, look, we already won. We didn't
Right.
quit. We didn't cheat. We didn't call home for help.
Right. So we won. Doesn't matter what happens. So now,
Velda's daughter leaves her in a ditch.
right, she's
Dead
like, leave her
weight.
some rations and we're bailing. She's like, they're dead weight. She's like, I was in labor for
with you
17 hours.
You little bitches! And like everyone can hear this.
She's like, oh, that must be some sort of beast. One of nature's beasts.
ah, yes.
It's Velda.
It's Velda.
So they find her and carry her nasty ass. Well,
Yes.
first they're like,
They argue about it a little bit about whether they should take her.
well, first the girls are like, no, we're not.
No,
gonna
the girls
take
are
her.
like, no way.
Because Phyllis asked her, she's like, there's a nurse at the finish line. Like, what's the quickest way
And
to
she's
get
like,
there?
no, I'm
She's
not
like,
telling
no,
you. You just wanna
wanna
win.
know. Fine. You could stay here then to be ravaged by mountain men. Very lonely. Very
men.
lonely mountain men.
So she leaves it to the girls and they vote, leave her here.
Right. And they're like, we can't.
They can't. So they strap
Come
all
on,
their
we
fancy
promised.
backpacks together
Mm-hmm.
and they put her on and
Drag her
drag
all
her
the way
ass
back.
out the woods. And Tessa's dad's out there
He's, like,
filming the end of the
He's
race.
like, I want to see, keep it in on Tessa. And
But
so
the
here
red
come the
feathers
little
come
red
out
feathers,
first.
right? And so they come running up, and oh, they win. But
Where's your leader?
where's your mom? Rules state the entire troop has to make it.
And she just steals it and runs off with the trophy.
I know. Where's she gonna go?
Like your mom is your
She didn't
ride,
even
girl.
drive there.
I know.
And when her mom took off, it didn't even look like she was with her.
Oh. Maybe
Hmm.
there's a dad floating around. Oh, no, because she's a widow.
Yeah.
She went home with Tori.
Probably. She went and she lived in Candy Spelling's wrapping room.
Right? So everyone cheers because Troop Beverly Hills comes out, dragging Velda behind
It
them.
looks like she's dragging an animal.
Oh, it's
must be
Velda. So now the red feathers are disqualified, and the winners are Troop Beverly Hills.
Oh, but Velda loses her fucking shit.
I'm the only real wilderness girl.
I'm going to start my own. I'm going to secede.
I'm gonna form my own organization.
Plendor's Pilgrims. No. Plendor's Pioneers.
Velda's Avengers.
Yes, we don't need a trophy.
So she takes off, and the parents come in to congratulate them, and Freddie is there.
Right. And she's like, we don't need a trophy. We just wanted to prove we were real wilderness girls. Like, who never said you weren't?
And Freddie wants to kiss the troop leader.
Oh, yes.
And he do.
Oh, he sure do. They smooch and reconciliation.
I love you, wilderness girl.
I love
you,
Fred
muffler man. About time you two grew up. So he says they should get married. Again. So they do their little chant again, only they change the words this time.
Yep, shopping was
our greatest skill. After all is said and done, Beverly Hills is number one.
Yes.
Beverly Hills, what a thrill.
And then Freddie's got to throw that,
what a thrill. I know, he does that total dad fucking singing.
So much. So they make the 1990 Wilderness Girls magazine cover, and Velda
works at Kmart.
Attention Kmart shoppers.
Blue light special
on
for cookies. The end.
Make it big.
And I can tell you real easily how this movie doomed me. Doomed me to root for rich people. Because
I know,
who did
right?
you root for in this fucking movie?
Seriously,
but these rich
Troop
kids.
Beverly Hills.
They're all left out. They're not like normal kids.
Seriously, the poor dictator's kid is all sad.
They don't know what it's like to live in the real
child
world.
actor's all sad.
Aw. So because I fucking shed a tear over this
The Beverly
goddamn
Hills
movie sometimes.
Barnfeld's Chica, she's so sad.
And you never did it, and she didn't get any kind of resolution. Her parents didn't show up at the end, did they?
No, they threw the check gala.
Her parents did?
That
The
was
Barnfelds
the
did?
Barnfelds'
Oh, that was
house.
at Chica's house.
Yes.
Did you
when
ever see her parents?
Yes.
Oh.
Briefly.
You think they
Phyllis
would have made a
thanks
bigger
them.
deal about it?
I know, but they were there. They're like, oh, we don't know what we were thinking on her birthday.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
right. Yes, they thank
showed
her.
both
That's
of
right.
them.
That's
It
right.
was their estate.
Yes.
But that was the only time you saw them. I don't think they were there at the end of the.
No, I
thing.
don't think they were there. Yeah, either. So yeah, that one
Yes.
doomed me to root for rich people, which you should never do.
Which we should eat them instead.
Yes. And we have a very special voicemail
Ooh.
from a celebrity.
Ooh.
Let's see
I
what
love
it
that.
says.
Nicole, Tessa, this is Harvey Firestein. You ladies are hilarious. I haven't heard women this funny since I put drag on Robin Williams for Mrs. Doubtfire. I love the show. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you,
Bless you.
Harvey.
That was so very sweet.
So yes, you can always call. You don't have to be yourself.
No.
Call and leave us a message at 702-720-DOOM.
You
I mean, but if you're a celebrity, clearly just call as yourself and tell us how much you love the show.
Yeah, if you're Harvey Firestein, call us.
Yeah,
Please.
please. If you're Shelley Long, if you're Craig T. Nelson, if you're Jenny Lewis, girl, Jenny, if you did listen, if you are listening,
Jenny, can you hear me?
we love you. 702-720-3666. Call and sing us a little song. I know you got a beautiful voice. Come on. Sing us a little song about how much you love the Doom Generation, even though you probably aren't listening to this, but we hope that you are.
Tell us how much you love this show that you're like.
The only episode you've ever heard because
Right.
you were in it. So patreon.com/Doom Generation. We got, hopefully by the time this episode comes out, Society will be out.
Oh, God, yes, I hope so, because
If you want to hear us scream about
I'm telling you
squelching
once
and
again,
the shunting and
I warn you once again, I
scrumped.
scrumped
The screaming was happening. Scrumptious.
Oh, my God.
Scrumptially.
during
Nope.
the shunt.
Sorry.
Scrumped in the shunt.
That's a weird fucking movie, y'all. So if you want to hear our first time watch reactions to Society, patreon.com/Doom Generation. Our lives. Don't forget the last Saturday. It's usually going to be the last Saturday of every month, but because we have a helper, if there's ever a scheduling conflict, it may
need a
change by a day or
helper.
two. But those lives are fun. You guys, there's a live chat, a live, whatever. You guys will respond to you in the chat if you have questions, comments, whatever. Throw those up there.
We're only going to get better at it. I
Right?
hope.
Yeah, we've only done 2 so far, but already I felt like the second one was
Right.
definitely better than the first
Right.
one.
So join us. It's a lot of fun.
Totally do
Put
that.
our faces on and everything.
And until next week,
Ooh, we'll talk at you next time.
later, Doomers.